So here we go. Welcome to today's half and half class. In this class, all you will need is free weights at the appropriate weight for your level of ability, and also a desk or some sort of surface you can rest your hands on. We'll be doing no standing in today's class, it's all be seated with our hands on desks and using weights. So because we're doing everything seated, we need to make sure the chair that we're sat on is sturdy and we've got no chance of falling. Let's also make sure if it's on wheels, brakes required, wheels are facing forward, so we've got a good level of stability. Are we all okay with that? Perfect. So, first things first, let's just start doing some nice backwards shoulder rolls. Nice backwards shoulder roll. So like I say, today's class is going to be very specific towards fingers, hand and wrists to help teachers get a bit more movement and strength within the joints in your hands. Nice big backwards shoulder rolls. Perfect. And what I want you to do now is just start getting an imaginary weight, and we're going to start passing this around our chair. So passing this weight around our chair. Nice, slow and controlled passing around our chair. If you can't get your arms fully around and forward, that's not a problem at all. All I want you to do is do the best you can to interpret this action. We're having the arm go round and back. Nice, slow and controlled. So don't mind if we're just moving our elbows or our shoulders. You're doing the best you can do to pass that imaginary weight around our chair. And I want you now to pass it the other way around our chair. So I'm passing it round in an anti-clockwise manner now. Nice, well done. Just keep going with that. This is perfect. So we're now going to get the weight, we're going to bring it above our head, and I'm going to go under my chair and over. Under my chair and over. Nice and controlled, going under and over. Well done. Under and over, so we're working the sides of our belly hard, contracting in, and we're getting really hard through those shoulder joints, getting as much elevation as you can. Perfect, well done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our hands onto the work surface, or if we haven't got a work surface, we're going to put our hands onto our laps, and what I want you to do is just start moving our hands like this, and we're going through like a swishing motion. So we're swishing up, so palm facing up, palm facing down, palm facing up and down. So you can do one hand at a time, or we can do both at the same time. It's up to you what you want to do. We want to get really good rotation, palm facing up, palm facing down. So good rotations and movements, palm facing up and down. Rotate as much as we can. Well done, nice work. So what I want to do now, I've got my hands on my laps, I'm going to squeeze and lift up. So I'm squeezing, lifting my wrist up so like I'm rolling onto a motorbike and I'm revving that motorbike. So squeezing and lifting, squeezing and lifting, squeezing and lifting. Well done. Squeeze and lift, squeezing and lifting. Nice, well done. So squeezing that motorbike, revving it. Squeeze and rev that motorbike. Squeeze it and lift that up. Good. Palms facing up. Bring our fingers and wrists towards us. So nice and controlled. Working through as much as you can. We're not going to move in pain. We're just warming up the joints and the muscles, getting ourselves ready to work. That's perfect. So put your palms back onto either your lap or the desk that you're working on. We are going to be doing 7 exercises twice a minute ago. So we're going to work through everything from all of the joints for our fingers through what's called our metacarpals, our carpals, working the thumbs, so working all through the wrist and fingers, getting them really mobile, getting strong and moving. So I'm going to show the exercises really quickly, then we're going to go on and do them. So first what we're going to do is we're going to do a hand crawl. So I'm crawling my hands forwards, and then I'm crawling my hands backwards. So you can do one at a time, or both at the same time. You're imagining that you're the hand from the Addams Family crawling forwards and backwards. And once we've done that, we're then going to drag our hands forwards. We're going to keep our wrist firmly planted onto the desk and then drag our hands backwards. So going in and dragging back. And then we're going to lift our fingers up and take them away. So up and then adding them in. So we can do one at a time or both at the same time. It's up to you. Can you all see my hands okay? Perfect, well done. Then we're going to keep our forearms onto the table, and I'm going to put my palm facing up, palm facing down, palm facing up, palm facing down. And then I'm going to do my palm facing up. You can take your hand up if you want, and we're going to do thumb to finger. We're going to go finger and then down the creases, down the joints. So all the time coming back and then going back to the joint, coming back, finger and thumb are meeting. We've done this the other day. You should all remember this. We're going to work all the way down to our knuckles. And then we're going to extend our wrist and flex our wrist. So bring it back and forwards, forwards and back. And then we're going to effectively do a nice wave. So we're going to do what's ulnar deviation and radial. So we're working through in this manner. We can do both at the same time. You can all wave at me on the screen, which is amazing. I love it when you wave at me. Or you can do one at a time. It's completely up to you. So it's very specific hand work today, but really important. How are we feeling about this? Are we feeling good? Do we feel like it's going to be challenging or okay? Okay, perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is those hand crawls. So we're going to get our hands firmly placed either onto your legs or onto the desk, and we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, keeping your wrist firmly planted onto the desk, and we're crawling our hands forwards and we're crawling our hands backwards. You can do one at a time, both at the same time. I don't mind what you do. You work to your level, to your limit. But crawling your hands forwards and backwards. Crawling forwards and backwards. Well done. Taking our time with this, getting this, crumpling them up as much as you can and pushing them out as much as you can, and crawling forwards and backwards. So we're imagining with the hand from the Addams Family. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Don't know the rest of the words. But that's that. Well done. So we've got 10 seconds to go until we're going to drag our hands. In 3, 2, 1. So dragging, pushing out. Dragging, pushing out. Dragging, pushing out. Dragging in and pushing that wrist back. We're keeping that wrist firmly planted onto the table. We're dragging forwards and backwards. Dragging. So it's like we're trying to make a really good bridging hand for playing snooker when we're dragging. Bring knuckles up and down, keeping those fingers nice and straight and just dragging. Dragging forwards and backwards. We've got 20 seconds to go until we're going to go and move our fingers individually away, out and then back in. So it's called finger abduction. In 10 seconds time, So we're dragging still, keep dragging forwards and backwards. So we're going to do this finger work in 3, 2, 1. So my hands start close together, little finger up, ring finger up, middle finger, nose picking finger, thumb. Thumb, nose picking finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. You can do both at the same time, or you can do one at a time. It's completely up to you. Getting as much movement as you can in each individual finger. Well done. 30 seconds to go, and then we're going to go and put our palm facing up and palm facing down with our wrists and forearms staying firmly planted onto the desk or legs, your legs. Keep going, last 10 seconds, really going up as high as you can and abducting as far away as you can. We've got 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm here, my forearms are staying on and I'm putting my palm facing up, palm facing down, palm facing up and down. Taking our time. I don't want to see people rush in. I'd much rather you take your time and do 5 really brilliant movements than 20 really rushed and rubbish ones. So take your time, keep your forearms on the bench if you can, the table if you can, and just concentrate on rotating through that wrist, getting your palm facing up and then down, up and then down. So we're going to go in 15 seconds to get those thumb to fingers, and then thumbs working down each of our finger joints in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm here, thumb to finger, thumb to finger. We're going to have 2 minutes doing this. We can take our time doing this, and then I'm going down to my first creases. I'm now going down to my second crease line, but I'm going back straight every time. Every time going back straight. Now I'm down to my knuckles, I'm going back straight, and my ring finger knuckle, my middle finger knuckle, my nose finger knuckle is hard to get to, and back. And now I'm changing hands. So I'm here, I'm onto my edge of my toe, my fingers. And I'm now working down to the first crease. I'm now going to my middle crease of my fingers. I'm on my middle finger, my nose picking finger, down to my knuckle. Nice, slow and controlled. Perfect. Finger, taking your time. So I don't want to just see this is really easy doing this. Let's go all the way up, across and back, across and back. We're going to do everything with elegance and style. So we're going here, we're going back, knuckle, so going to your crease and then coming back straight, crease and back straight. We're really over-exaggerating these movements. We've got 10 seconds to go until we're going to bring our wrist forwards and backwards into extension and flexion in 3, 2, 1. So I'm here, and I'm here, and here. So on this wrist, you'll notice I can't get as good an extension because of me. So I have to, on a daily basis, work really hard on this exercise to help with my wrist movement. So I'm going back as far as I can. But can you notice how I rest my elbows on the table, so I'm isolating, I'm making sure it's just my wrists that are doing the job. Because otherwise it feels like I'm doing a really good job doing this, because everything's moving. But let's isolate, let's go here, let's take our time, let's give them the care and deserve that our wrists need. We've got 15 seconds to go until you want to bring your palms facing me, and you're going to do those waves. Once again, I'm going to have my elbows resting onto the desk, so I put very controlled waves in 3, 2, 1. So I'm here, 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 here. So this is called radial and ulnar deviation, if you want the medical terminology for what we're doing. This is working help through these last little joints here. And get the muscles working really hard and really strong. So we're taking our time with this. Nice and controlled. Perfect. Nice and controlled doing this. So again, you'll notice on my left arm, I haven't got as much movement as in my right. So this is something that I have to do to really help try and develop greater range within my wrist. Good. So we've got 3, 2, 1, down the wrist. Just rotate through those wrists. How did we find that? Easy, hard, or okay? Okay, so some of you found that probably more challenging than you first expected when I said we're just moving fingers and thumbs, and this seems easy, but actually we found that quite tough to slow things down and be very constant what we're doing. Hard work. We're going to do that one more time, so you understand the movements now, so we can now be a little bit more isolated, a little bit more controlled what we're doing. You've got 20 seconds to go until we're going to those hand crawls. So you've really got to, when doing the hand crawls, keep your wrists firmly planted onto the table, and we're doing our best to crawl these hands like the Addams Family. So we've got 10 seconds to go, so get your hands either on your legs or on the table, and we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So start crawling those hands. You can do one at a time, or you can do 2, both hands at the same time, crawling forwards, crawling and pushing them backwards. Doing your best to keep that wrist firmly planted on the table or on your legs. Trying to make sure your shoulder's not helping push, it's all in your fingers. Really trying your best to make your fingers do all of the work. Make them work hard, drag that arm, that big muscular arm that you've all got from working so hard. You've all got guns of steel now. We've got 15 seconds to go. And then we're going to go to the hand drag, where we're just going to keep those fingers as straight as we can, and we're dragging rather than walking or crawling. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, hand drag. So dragging that wrist along the table and then pushing it back. So coming up, making that bridge hand for snooker, pushing back. Up with that bridge hand, pushing back. Are you doing one hand at a time, or are you doing both at the same time? I know that I personally like to do one hand at a time, so I can put all of my concentration into that single hand to get my technique as correct as I can. I'm not making that bridge hand for snooker, pulling without that bridge hand pulling, so I'm pushing my hand out, pushing away. So we've got 15 seconds to go until I'm going to go into my finger and thumb work in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So my hand is here, thumb and finger me, thumb and finger me. Well, nice. Going down the joints. Keep going, nice and controlled. So every time going back straight, back to knuckles, nice and big and wide. Being over exaggerated on this. So hand nice and straight, finger and thumb touch. So go back straight, ring finger and thumb, back straight, middle finger and thumb, nose picking finger and thumb, Now I'm going down the first line of my creases. I'm working these extensor muscles hard. I'm now going down the middle line of my creases. And I'm onto my knuckles now. Well done. Finger and thumb, end of my fingers, meet my thumb. Meeting in the middle, getting as much range as I can. It's all about getting the movement in the thumb. This is all about thumb movement, this exercise. Working that thumb through all of its range. I'm in my middle knuckle, middle crease now. I'm down to my knuckles. We've got 15 seconds to go, and then we're going to put our hands and forearms onto the table, and we're going to put our palms facing up and palms facing down in 3, 2, 1. So I'm here, and I'm palm facing up, palm facing down. My forearm and my wrists stay connected to the table at all times, and I'm just concentrating on rotating through, getting my palm facing up and then back down. Palm facing up and back down. So we're supinating, so we're holding that bowl of soup, and then we're pronating, having a paddy and throwing it away. So hold the soup and throw it away. So we've got 30 seconds to go, and then we're going to move our each individual finger away from our hand. Keep going, well done. Nice and controlled. Palm facing up, palm facing down, palm facing up and down. Nice, slow and controlled. We have got 3, 2, 1. So fingers and thumbs together, move those fingers up and away. And then bring them all back in as well. Don't forget to bring them back in. So each individual finger we can move now, taking your time. I want these to be really big movements. Lift them up as high as you can, as far out as you can bring them. Nice, over-exaggerated movements. Getting them as far away as you can. Up nice and high and far away. We've got 30 seconds to go until we're going to rev that motorbike. So going to wrist flexion and extension in 10 seconds time. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. So I'm here, elbows are on, I'm going as far back as I can and as far forward. As far back and as far forward. Taking our time. People are just going to do this and think this is easy, but we want to move to as close a range as we can. Move as far back, as far forward as we can. Really work on getting as much range as we can. Because that's what's working those muscles really hard. It's the muscles that are making this range happen. So keep working hard through. And in 20 seconds time, we're all going to give you a really nice, slow and controlled wave. Doing that radial and ulnar deviation is what it's called. 10 seconds to go. And last couple of little bits in 3, 2, 1. Palm facing me and wave away. Wave away. Taking our time with this, getting the movement to be controlled and deliberate. Knowing the movement comes from here in our wrist, not down here. So this, we want to kind of take away, we kind of want to just have it just here and here. Working it through as much of its range as it can. I know that when I'm trying to work joints individually, I like to keep hold of the joint so it reminds me that I'm just moving here. Keep that going, that's perfect. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, rotate through those wrists. How did we find that? Easy, hard, or okay? Okay, good. Did any of you find certain movements really challenging to do? How did we find this? Good, so we know which ones we found challenging there, that's ones that we can effectively work on. So, next set of exercises, we're going to do some weights. We're going to do 4 exercises 3 times. You know why, because we learn the exercise, we practice the exercise, we master the exercise. So, we're going to pick up the selected weights that we feel are appropriate for us. We're now going to work through our forearm, our bicep, our tricep and our shoulders. So we work on the whole of this joint. So what I'm going to do to start off with, I'm going to be doing a bicep curl. So I've got my arms nice and straight down by my side, my elbows are tucked into my ribs and I'm curling up with my palm facing up on this exercise. So palm facing up for this one please. And then we're doing that, and then we're going to go on to a frontal raise. You all know a frontal raise, but with this frontal raise, I want again palm facing up. So we're making sure that palm faces up the whole time, because that works very specific muscles. And then we're going to do a lateral raise. We're going to do an adduction, but with this, I want you to start with your palm facing down, finish with your palm facing up. So as we go, we're rotating through. My palm's facing up, I'm rotating down, my palm finishes facing down. So I'm going up, and it finishes facing down. So I go up, palm facing up, rotate, and coming down. And then I'm going to go on to a tricep extension. I'm going to get my hand as straight as I can. If we can't do that with weight, take the weights away. If you support an arm, support an arm. If we're just pushing out this, it's completely fine. I want your arms going from bent to straight and you're working this muscle here. How does that sound to everybody? Does it sound okay? Good. So getting those weights in your hand, we're going to go in 5 seconds time. 4, 3, bicep curl in 2, 1. Arms starting straight, palm facing up, elbows locked in. Nice, slow and controlled. Palms facing up, elbow locked in, starting and finishing with a straighter arm as you can get. So you can bicep curl one arm at a time, or you can bicep curl both arms at the same time. It's up to you. You know what your ability and your level is. So we're working through nice, slow and controlled movements. Taking your time. Well done. So, in 15 seconds time, we're going to have frontal raise with our palm facing up. It's really important that our palm faces up throughout. If we find it too hard with weight, take the weights away. Just do it against gravity in 3, 2, 1. So nice straight arm, palms facing up, just to shoulder height. And remember, going down slow is so important. So palm facing up. If there's too much weight, take the weights away. Do it against gravity. If you need to give a hand a bit of a help, that's completely fine, but the arm and hand you're helping, make sure that hand is doing 100% of what it can do, and your other arm is just assisting that extra little bit that it needs to help with. Nice, slow and controlled, palm facing up, frontal raise. So in 30 seconds time, we're going to go to that lateral raise, where we're going to rotate from palm facing down, all the way through to palm facing up when we get to the top. So we're rotating through our humerus, so the bone on the top of our shoulders. This is our humerus here, so we've got causing good rotation through that. Nice and controlled. We've got 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. So my palms are facing in. I'm coming up, I'm rotating, palms are facing up. I'm going down and rotating, palms are facing in. I'm going up, palms are facing up. Rotating as I'm going down. So really, I'd rather you slow the movement down, be controlled and think about it, because we're so specific to what we're doing. This is perfect, well done. Just keep this up. We've got 30 seconds to go, and then we're going to that tricep extension. So rotating, palm facing up and down. Palm facing up, palm facing down. Perfect. Keep this up. 15 seconds to go until we're going to go into that tricep extension. Taking your time, nice, slow and controlled. So I'm going to put one weight down. I'm holding onto the weight. I'm going above my head. I'm bringing the weight down behind my head and I'm coming back up. Down and then back up. Nice and controlled. If this with weights is too much, do it without the weights. It's not an issue at all. If going above the head is too much, we're just pushing out. That is completely fine. What I want is your arm going from bent to straight, activating and working the muscles on the backs of your arm. So doing the best that you can do for you today. If you need to rest around, you're allowed to rest. Get your energy back, doing the best that you can do. Well done. You're all looking fantastic. Just keep going. We've got 10 seconds to go and then we've got to rest. Nice and controlled. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms down, shake them out. How did we find that? Easy, hard, or okay? Okay, good. Anybody find it too hard? No, everyone managed to do it. So that means we're achieving, which is fantastic. So well done to all of you. So rest now. We've got 30 seconds to our rest and we'll go back into those bicep curls. So in that 30 seconds of your rest, get hold of your weights. Make sure our weights are down by our side, our arms are nice and straight. If you want, just roll those shoulders back. Just keep yourself moving. Keep going. We're going to go a bicep curl in 15 seconds time. So if you've not got hold of your weights already, take control of your weight, get your arms down by your side, and we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms starting straight, elbows locked in, off we go. Bring it up as much high as you can, and then back down. Bring it up as close to your shoulder, then back down, nice and slow, nice and straight. Good. Being controlled, well done. Perfect, just keep this going. Nice and controlled. If you drop the weights, drop the weights. Working to your limits of doing what you can do for you today. But working this bicep really hard. Starting and finishing straight, locking those elbows as close to your chest as you can. Locking them into your ribs. Be in control of the movements. We've got 10 seconds to go until we're going to do that frontal raise, but we're going to do this now with our palm facing down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So palm facing down, coming up, and my palm stays facing down throughout the whole movement. So we're working the muscles in a slightly different way now. So some people may find it a little bit easier, some may find it a little bit harder, some may say, I don't see a difference in anything we're doing, Joe, but I'll do it because it's great. Just do the best that you can do for you today. Palm facing down, slow and controlled, going up and down. We've got 30 seconds to go and then we'll go back into that lateral raise with our palms facing down and finishing facing up as we go up, so we'll rotate all the way through. Slow and steady. Well done. We've got 10 seconds to go until we're going to go to that lateral raise, reducing that arm away from our body in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So palm facing down, arm comes up, rotate through, palm facing up as we finish. Rotating as we go down. Rotate as we go up, palms facing up and down. Well done. If you need to take the weight away, take the weight away. I'd much rather you get a better quality of movement with a greater range without weights than a poor quality of movement with weights. So if you find yourself a bit juddery, take the weights away. Nice, slow, controlled, smooth movements. Be in control of the movement. Doing this without weights, there's no shame in that, it's brilliant. The fact that you're doing it is amazing. Nice and controlled. 10 seconds to go until we go into that tricep extension. You know how to do this. In 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to drop away. I'm bringing that up. I'm going behind my head and I'm back up into my extension. Going up and down. Nice and controlled. Well done. If we can't get our arm up fully straight with the weights, take the weights away. I'd rather you get a straight arm and get a better range of motion without the weights than a poor range with weights. If doing it above our head is too much, just pushing out in front. So I'd much rather, if we're finding we're just getting to here, which some of you are, bring it down and we're just going to go to here. So bring your arms out, push out in front. Nice, well done, that's better. So pushing out in front, straight arms as we go in. We've got 3, 2, 1, down and rest those arms. Well done to all of you. So if we find we're doing this, like I said earlier, we can't get our arms fully straight going above our head. Don't go above your head, just push out. I'd rather you get full extension, going to 10% of your arm nice and straight going out in front, or even just going out here. So we get a great movement, then going up here in a rubbish movement. So well done. How did we find that? Okay, hard. Okay, good. Massively mixed bag. Some found it really hard, some found it okay, some found it easy. If it was easy, do we need to up the weights? How can we make it a little bit harder? Can we slow the bicep curves down a little bit more? What are we doing to make it a little bit harder? We're going to go in 10 seconds time for the final round. So there's weight back into your hand, arms nice and straight, elbows locked against your ribs. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, bicep curl, but we're going to have our hand neutral now. So our palms facing the side. So our palms are up, our palms not down, my palm is facing inwards. Nice, slow, and controlled. So with this, you may feel a bit more work in your forearms than you did in the last 2, but that's good. We're working them nice and hard. Well done. Starting slow and controlled, arms nice and straight as we start, coming up to shoulder, finishing nice and straight. Well done. Keep this going. We've got 20 seconds to go until we're going to go into that frontal raise again, but we're doing this in this position with our palms facing inwards. We've got 10 seconds to go. Straight arms, palms facing inward in 3, 2, 1. So we're going up, my palms facing in. So my thumb is in the air effectively, so I'm doing a thumbs up. Going up into a nice controlled thumbs up, palms facing in. Taking your time. If doing this with weights is too much, take the weights away. That's perfect, well done. Nice, slow and controlled. There's no rush to doing this. We're in control of these movements, we're in control of our body. We've got 30 seconds to go until we're into that last lateral raise to go in, out and away from our body, palm facing down as we start, palm facing up as we finish. But in this exercise, you're doing amazing. Keep going. So thumbs up, palms facing in. We've got 10 seconds to go. Keep this up, nice and controlled. 3, 2, 1. So palms facing down, rotating, palms facing up. Rotating, palms facing down. I'm going nice and slow because this is how controlled I want to be with my movements. I'm really focused on getting that good level of rotation through my shoulder joints. Well done. Keep going. 30 seconds to go, and then we're going to our last tricep extension. Well done. Taking your time, slow down. We're not going above shoulder height, we're just going to shoulder, and then slowly back down. We've got 15 seconds to go. And then I'm going to drop my weight down, and I'm going to do my tricep extension. In 3, 2, 1, and here. Above my head, I'm bringing the weight behind my head and then coming straight back up. Behind and straight back up. If we need to, we can just push straight out, getting those arms nice and straight. This is fine, we're really activating through the backs of the arms. Going nice and straight. Well done. If we're not using weights, it's not an issue at all. Are we pushing up? Are we pushing out? Are we pushing down? Whatever we're doing, what's the best thing for you to get as much range, as arms as straight as you can get them. We have got 20 seconds to go. Keep on working, that's perfect. Well done. Last 10 seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Put those weights down. How did we find that? Everyone found that easy, hard, or okay? Good. Lots have found that. People found that okay. Some found that okay is hardest. Good. So we're all working really well. Well done. So shaking those arms out. Take a nice, really big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Good. So with my right hand, I'm going to get my right hand as straight as I can make it. I'm going to have my palm facing down. I'm then going to let my hand just fall forwards. My palm is now facing me. With my other hand, I'm going to take control of the top of my extended hand, and I'm going to push my palm towards me, and I'm going to hold this stretch. So you should now feel this in the top part of your forearm. We're not stretching to pain, just stretching to a slight level of discomfort you can tolerate. As we hold this stretch, that discomfort level will start to ease. When it eases, big breath in, big breath out, and push your palm towards you that little bit more to bring that discomfort level straight back up. So I've not got hold of my fingers, I've got hold of my hand. Because I don't want to bend through my fingers and cause a strain on them. So I'm just pushing through my hand, allowing this stretch on my forearm. I'm now taking a big breath in. As I breathe out, I'm letting go of my hand. I'm bringing my hand back to neutral. I'm going to bring my palm in the air, keep my arm nice and straight. And I'm letting my hand fall forward. With my free hand, I'm going to take control of the palm of my hand, and I'm going to do the exact same thing but in the opposite direction. So I'm now pushing my palm as flat as I can so it's facing the wall in front. I now feel this stretch underneath here on the under part of my forearm. I've not got hold of my fingers, just the palm of my hand. I'm stretching through. When this stretch eases off, big breath in, big breath out. Increase that angle with that wrist. Push that palm a little bit closer. Bring that discomfort level straight back up. Nice big breath in and out. As you breathe out, letting go of the palm of your hand. Give it a nice rotation. And then we're going to bring the other hand out in front as straight as we can. We're going to let this palm and hand fall forward. Take control of the top of your hand, and I'm going to now push the palm of my hand as closely as I can so I can feel this stretch in the upper part of my forearm, and we're holding this stretch here. Once again, when it eases off, big breath in, big breath out, push that palm closer to your body, keeping this arm as straight as you can keep it to stretch through those extensor muscles. Nice big breaths in and out. Keeping the arm nice and straight, holding through the stretch. Breathing through the stretch and the discomfort level, but keeping that discomfort level to what you can tolerate. Nice big breaths in and out. As we breathe out, we're letting go of that hand, we're bringing our palm facing up. Hold on to our palm, and we're now creating that angle but in the opposite direction. So I now feel this in the under part of my forearm. My arm is nice and straight. I'm not holding onto my fingers, just onto the palm of my hand. And I'm breathing through this stretch. Nice big breaths in and out. Really big breaths in and out. I can feel my discomfort level starting to ease. So I'm breathing in, breathing out. And I'm reinforcing, creating a bigger angle so I can now feel that stretch even more in my forearm. Nice big breaths in and out. As I breathe out, I'm letting go of my wrists and I'm rotating through both wrists, getting a nice level of rotation in them. I'm now going to bring my right arm across my chest towards my left shoulder. My left arm is going to go underneath my right arm. It's going to finish above my elbow. I'm bringing my arm in as close to my chest as I can. So I now feel this stretch in my right hand shoulder. I'm moving my right shoulder away from my spine. So now feel this in the upper right hand part of my back and shoulder. Nice big breaths in and out. Nice big breaths in and out. As this eases off, bring that arm close to your chest, that shoulder further away from your spine. Bring that discomfort level back up to what you can tolerate. I'm taking a big breath in. As I breathe out, I'm letting go of this arm. I'm bringing my left over my right. My right goes under my left. It finishes above my elbow. And it's forcing my left arm as close to my chest as it will go. I'm now forcing my left shoulder blade away from my spine, so I feel this stretch in the upper left-hand part of my back and shoulder. Nice big breaths in and out. Really big breaths in and out. As it eases off, bring that arm closer, bring that shoulder further away. Big breaths in and out. I'm now taking a really big breath in. As I breathe out, I'm letting go of my arm, bring my hands back to my shoulders. I'm then going to bring my elbows behind my back and I'm pinching my elbows behind my back and my shoulders. My hands are going up and behind my back as well, so I feel this stretch in the upper part of my chest. Nice big breaths in and out, really pushing that chest out, squeezing elbows and shoulder blades together, and we're breathing through the stretch. Really big breaths in and out. Nice big breaths in and out. We're going to take a really big breath in. As we breathe out, we're bringing those arms back onto our legs in neutral. Now we're doing some nice big backwards shoulder rocks. Lifting up high, drawing them back, stretching through that chest. Nice big rocks. Well done. So I'm now taking a really big breath in, reaching tall, stretching high and breathing out. Big breath in and out. One more big breath in and out. Well done in today's half and half class. Very, very specific upper body, hand and wrist session. I hope you all enjoyed it. You all did amazing. I hope to see you in class sometime soon.